I've even had a record company, and I don't want to lambaste nobody's name or anything, but they told me, Hammer, you know what the problem is? You're a little too clean. Here's what we're going to do. Why don't you start to do a few things that maybe dirty up your image a little bit. Maybe we can sell a little more records.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their
right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
I don't want to ever have to call somebody's mother or father and say, I got bad news for you. They found your daughter this morning dead on 10th Street about 4 o'clock. I think the first question from that parent mind would be, Hammer, I let my daughter go with you. What was she doing out at 4 o'clock in the morning on 10th Street? So therefore, I accept my responsibility, and if I get labeled a disciplinarian, then again,
Full of a bunch of sucking, riding, bending over the desk, nigga, straight up.
I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacle that the devil would place in my path.
You're just the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the I want because nobody can finish me.
It's really time we talk about how most rappers stayed quiet about all the shady stuff that was going on around Diddy. Everyone knew there was all types of weird stuff happening behind the scenes, but barely anyone talks about it. Well, MC Hammer isn't one of those people, and neither was DMX. One story in particular is getting a lot of attention now, a moment when DMX supposedly made Diddy run for his life. That's right, Diddy ran from DMX. But if you're a fan of X, then this kind of makes sense. Both DMX and Hammer were two of only a handful of rappers who never bowed down to the industry. They didn't let record labels control them, they didn't show up to every Hollywood party, and they definitely weren't about to get involved in Diddy's freak-offs. DMX especially was bold and outspoken, and he often publicly criticized powerful people in the industry, from Diddy and Jay-Z to their record label bosses.
I think it's a conspiracy against me, you know, because in the absence of the truth, will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you know, you can come out with anything and it'll sell, you know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you know, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, you know, my album is about to drop. You know, they're not really happy about, you know, Lord, give me a sign, and, you know, we in here, and, you know, things of that nature. But you know what?
While other artists were trying to climb the ladder and stay in the spotlight, DMX and Hammer stood on their own. And that's what makes this story so believable. If someone was going to press Diddy to his face and make him uncomfortable enough to leave a room, or even run, it was DMX. So, what really happened when DMX confronted Diddy? How did DMX and MC Hammer manage to stay away from all that industry mess that other rappers got sucked into? Let's get into this.
You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them, you know what I'm saying? That's type of shit. That's type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Remote control cars, jump on the four-wheelers, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club, throwing it up and all that bullshit.
Back in the 90s, when Diddy was building Bad Boy into an empire, he had his eyes on all the up-and-coming talent, and one of the rawest, most unique voices at the time was DMX. Now, according to DMX, Diddy actually passed on him at first and didn't think he was the right fit for Bad Boy. But as soon as Diddy found out Def Jam was throwing serious money at X, he suddenly changed his tune and started chasing him, practically begging him to sign.
I thought like maybe 3 weeks after I got signed to Def Jam. He was like, yo, I'll lace your pockets, I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
But DMX had already caught wind of some shady things going on behind the scenes at Bad Boy, and he didn't like the vibe that Diddy was giving off. DMX knew how Diddy was exploiting and controlling his artists, and he didn't want any part in that, especially after seeing how Diddy was treating some of the young rappers he signed to Bad Boy.
They selling our people short, man. Get this, wear this, have this, drive this. That's not what a 10 to 14-year-old child in the hood needs to hear, that this is what's important, because it's not what's important. That's what you get when you work hard. Go get your dream. Follow your dream, and you'll get that when you're ready for that.
But here's where things took an even darker turn. Allegedly, DMX also started hearing stories about how Diddy operated behind closed doors, not just in terms of label politics and shady contracts, but the real disturbing stuff, the weird parties, control tactics, and how artists under Diddy were getting caught up in things that had nothing to do with music, including what Suge Knight described as the egg ritual. According to Suge, Diddy learned this tactic from his label bosses, and what he would do is take a boiled egg and force it into a male artist. Well, you can guess where this is going. And Suge claimed this was Diddy's way of testing the artist to see if they were ready for the freak-offs.
All right, it goes like this, and this is from the words of Suge Knight, okay? P. Diddy offers you a boiled egg, and you gotta be able to put it somewhere without it cracking. And if you do that, you passed for whatever it is they need you to do. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was a joke, but apparently, allegedly, it looks like it's something that really goes down.
Adam's guys put their pants down and been over this. The eggs break. They say they not ready yet. They ain't put it.
Now, if you know anything about X, you know he didn't play that. And people close to him, including MC Hammer, have claimed that instead of staying quiet, DMX actually confronted Diddy. The story goes that X allegedly told Diddy he wasn't with any of that freak-off behavior, and if that's what came with the deal, he wasn't interested. And from that point on, Diddy backed off and never pushed the issue or circled back to make another offer. He knew DMX was the one artist he could not control. And that's what made DMX different. Most artists would have stayed quiet, played the game, and hoped to blow up. But X wasn't chasing fame. He was protecting his soul. He saw what the industry was doing to people, and he made it clear over and over again that he's not an industry artist. Meanwhile, he continued calling out rappers who let label executives take them shopping, and he never missed the chance to expose how wicked the industry really is.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of sucking, riding, bending over the desk, straight out like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it. Bring it. I don't give a bring it. Bring it. They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives' dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my mother music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give me my money. That's it. A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know?
And you've always stood alone, and you know, bloodline.
You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I do. You know what I'm saying? Remote control cars, jump on the four-wheelers. You know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club, throwing it up and all that bullshit. I ain't got time for that shit, man. And then you find yourself doing the same shit every day. What are you, an alcoholic? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give it a break, man. Live a little, you know what I mean? I play with my kids, man. I play with my toys, I play with my dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere, shoot pool. We do what the we do. You know what I mean? That's why you see us in places that you don't normally see. And you're like, damn, why you here? Well, I'm here because why are you here? You here playing video games, right then.
Get this. DMX even admitted that he had to punch one of the people at his former label after they tried to suppress his music.
These nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why I can't have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the TV, I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back.
Exactly.
I'm like, you feed shit, exactly. And you suck so crazy, exactly. Man. Yo, I had to punch face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah. Because I don't, you know, I'm a grown man, and I ain't got time to be playing no kid games, man. So once I see I'm not dealing with a man, and he disrespects me, I'm breaking jaw.
And this is exactly why DMX and MC Hammer had way more in common than people think. Yeah, their styles were different. X was raw and gritty, while Hammer was flashy and dance-heavy. But both of them were fearless when it came to standing up to powerful people in the industry. And don't let the harem pants fool you. MC Hammer always stood on business, and the whole industry knew he wasn't the one to be played with.
Man, this how you know the industry is fake, bro. All these rappers that be claiming they gangsters, they really about that life, bro, ain't about none of that, bro. This man right here was really about that life, bro. Bro, I was just doing my research, bro. A lot of rappers from back in the day that said they didn't got shook by MC Hammer, bro.
You know, Hammer was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew. They handled business, him and his brother Lewis and the crew. Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to him the up. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay. We from Oakland.
We talking shit about Hammer, but run up on it.
Hammer beat your
I
ass.
bet you beat your
Hammer
mouth.
beat your mouth ass. Run up on Hammer.
That goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop out.
And after Redman's interview, I will never disrespect Hammer.
His entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's
Like,
actually
it was
how he.
crazy.
That's
But
actually
it
how
was
he.
girls, guys, gangsters, dancers, everybody.
I go right on Hammer because they said he is that real, and it was like loaded.
Now, Hammer for sure didn't play about his name or reputation. But he wasn't out here starting beef for no reason or acting reckless. In fact, Hammer has always been one of the most clean-cut rappers out there. He's a born-again Christian. He didn't drink, didn't party, and didn't even cuss in his songs.
He's clean. I think he's a great inspiration for the young people. PG, I think. Positive rap.
If MC Hammer is anything, it's a savvy marketer. His music has a little something for everybody. The old melodies he uses pull in the parents. The rap lyrics he adds grab the kids. And because he's a religious man, there are no four-letter words in his act.
Besides that, Hammer didn't run around collecting baby mamas like most of these rappers today. Actually, he's still married to the same woman since the 1980s, and they raised 5 kids together. And Hammer's toughness came from a place of responsibility. He took care of his people, and even when folks said he was being too strict with his dancers, Hammer didn't back down. Unlike Diddy, Hammer saw himself as a protector, not a creep looking to exploit. He saw the young people in his crew as family, and he held himself accountable.
Trying to show off Hammer and his budding entertainment empire. All the groups touring with him are signed to his record label. And while the tour is great exposure, the main man's obsession with perfection and clean living, dancers are subjected to curfews and bed checks, have his detractors calling him a control freak. So you find yourself being somewhat of a father on the tour, a strict dad?
I don't want to ever have to call somebody's mother or father and say, I got bad news for you. They found your daughter this morning dead on 10th Street about 4 o'clock. I think the first question from that parent mind would be, Hammer, I let my daughter go with you. What was she doing out at 4 o'clock in the morning on 10th Street? So therefore, I accept my responsibility, and if I get labeled a disciplinarian, then again, thank you.
And that's another thing that MC Hammer and DMX had in common, and it's something that's actually rare in the entertainment industry. There were never any weird allegations about them being inappropriate with women. Not one. MC Hammer always carried himself like a family man and stayed loyal to his wife. But even DMX, who lived a much wilder life and had plenty of legal issues, never once had an accusation about him putting his hands on a woman or taking advantage of anyone. No inappropriate misconduct, no weird NDAs, no women coming out of the woodwork to accuse him of anything. And that's wild when you think about it, because the media really tried to throw everything at DMX. The media painted him as an out-of-control, dangerous, unstable man. He was arrested multiple times, battled addiction, and was always in the headlines for something. But even with all that chaos, nobody ever came forward with a story about him being inappropriate with women or dating someone half his age. Now, there were always rumors floating around that DMX and Aaliyah might have dated, especially after they worked together on the Romeo Must Die soundtrack and appeared so close in public. But if you really paid attention, you could tell their bond was something deeper and more respectful. Anytime DMX spoke about her, it was with love, protection, and admiration. It was never anything creepy. DMX respected her boundaries and her spirit, and it showed.
How was your relationship with Aaliyah, man?
She was a beautiful person, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful
angel,
person,
right? Everybody
down to
does.
earth. Made me feel really comfortable. Like I said, I had that same hesitation, you know what I'm saying, when I met up with her and did the movie. You know what I'm saying? That was my next movie, I was like, a little nervous, made me comfortable, you know what I'm saying? We laughed a little bit.
Even Aaliyah's mom, Diane, loved DMX, and after X sadly passed in April 2021, Diane Houghton shared a moving tribute on Aaliyah's official Instagram page, writing, "Earl, you had and still have a heart of gold. You and baby girl will meet again with all the beautiful people we have lost. We will never forget your kindness. Never. Blessings to your family, eternally." Meanwhile, Diddy and his industry friends saw young women like Aaliyah as easy targets, and they've been surrounded by creepy allegations for decades. And these are the same people who always got praised for being the role models of black excellence, protected and given platform after platform, no matter what came out about them. And we all probably guess why, and what type of alliances the likes of Diddy and Jay-Z made with the industry higher-ups. And that's the difference between them and artists like DMX and MC Hammer. X and Hammer weren't perfect, but they were real men with real principles. They didn't use their fame to exploit people. They didn't need to. And maybe that's why they were always suppressed by the industry machine and had their names dragged through the mud. Because they couldn't be used, and they wouldn't play along with that dark side. And that's the truth. DMX and MC Hammer couldn't be compromised. And because of that, they couldn't be blackmailed or controlled. And that's exactly why they were never given the same elevation or protection as puppets like Diddy. But now, let me hear your thoughts on all this. Do you think DMX was blackballed for refusing to play along? Did Hammer get pushed out for standing on business and protecting his people? And why does the industry reward deviants like Diddy while trying to bury the real ones? Leave your comments below and I'll catch you next time.